Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today I am going to be doing the YouTube trend, the tag that has been going around, the top 3 favorite makeup items in every category. So if you're interested in seeing what my favorites are, keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, make sure you click that subscribe button. I am so close to hitting 300 subscribers, and at that point there will be a giveaway open internationally as well, so make sure you stick around for that. Okay, so a couple things with this video. Number one, there are some categories that I don't have 3 favorites in. I just don't have a lot of them. So there will be up to 3 in every category, except blush. I cheated a little. A couple honorable mentions. I just love blush. Number 2, eyeshadow is not going to be in this particular video. I am going to do a separate video similar to Angelica Nyqvist where I'm going to do 3 eyeshadow palettes in every category. So there will be kind of like a part 2 or related video to this coming up in the future. So I've got a big bin here of everything and I'm kind of going to go through in the order that I apply my makeup. So first off, we've got primers. So my top 3 favorite primers are the one I'm using right now. Actually, I'm very close to being out of this one. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Water Drop Primer. I really love this one for the dry sections of my face as I start to get into some sort of combo skin era in my life. I've always been oily, but recently this has really helped so that I don't have any dry patches when I'm applying my makeup. Nothing looks patchy or textured with my foundation over it, so I highly recommend this one. Love the Photofocus line in general, and the cucumber scent has definitely been one of my favorites. I also love this one, an oldie but a goodie, from Too Faced, the Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. This has coconut water, probiotic based ingredient and skin relievers, another kind of hydrating one. And then the last one, I think I've gone through 2 of these, by the way, 2 from Ipsy. This is my second little mini tube of this one. And this is my second one of these. I got a sample of this in Ipsy and I bought a full-size one when it was on sale at Ulta. This is from Hey Honey and it is the Good Morning Honey Silk Facial Serum. I've actually seen when I've used this consistently like an improvement in my skin in general when I wear it either with or without makeup. So I don't know, this one just really smooths everything out. You can wear it by itself with moisturizer or you can wear it underneath makeup, but this one is probably my favorite, I would say, out of all 3 of them. Next up is foundation. Now, my number 1 foundation I actually don't have right now. It is the Believe Beauty Foundation, the Skin Flawless something, I don't know. It's from Dollar General. That one's only $5 and it's my favorite one I've ever tried. I have so many other foundations right now though that I haven't repurchased it just because I'm trying to use some of my other ones up even though they're not my favorite. They are in my collection and I need to use them up. My second favorite, depending on the day, sometimes tied for first, is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. Love this one so much. Got mine in clearance. It's technically the shade Classic Ivory and it's a little too deep for me. I don't know if you can tell. I really need one shade up, but either mixing it or in the summertime when I have a little bit of a tan, I can make this one look really good. But poreless, emphasis on poreless. I have such large pores in here and this pores who? This is going to be good for you if you have large pores. My third favorite is also from Hey Honey and it is the Trick and Treat CC2 Active Moisturizing Cream with honey and propolis. I got this in light/medium and in Ipsy. It was a little too deep for me and so I purchased this when it was on sale in light and it is a perfect match for me. It has squalene in it as well, so a little bit of skincare, and this is kind of just like nice light coverage that minimizes my redness. I have a lot of issues with redness on my face, so this just really evens it all out for me. Next, I'm actually going to talk about brow products. So when it comes to pencils, I do really like the IT Cosmetics Universal Brow Pencil in taupe, but there's not a lot of pencils that are like, oh my gosh, my favorite, I have to repurchase. Like, there hasn't been a lot of them, honestly. I'm kind of always trying something new. Right now, I'm trying the Item Beauty Brow Chow. It's fine, but really the only one that I'm like, yes, I would recommend would be the IT Cosmetics Universal Taupe. And even then, it is more of a taupe, so if you have blonde eyebrows or black eyebrows, I wouldn't recommend it. It's just more for me if you have like medium or brown eyebrows. Same thing with gel. There's not a lot of gels that I would say absolutely 100% other than the Benefit Gimme Brow Plus. I'm personally in shade 3. They have a nice range. And this one I like mostly because this is the only bristle brush I found that is both tiny enough this way and tiny enough, skinny enough this way to get in and not make a mess all over my brows. I also find that if I fill in with a powder, that this helps to bring out the natural textures of each individual hair in my eyebrow again and make it look more natural and not so just like powdered. And I don't know, I think you can tell if you just like put powder in the eyebrow, but this kind of brings the texture back to what your hairs look like. So this is my second one of these, I think, as well. Love that product so much. The two bronzers I'd recommend, I forgot one in the other room, so I'm sorry about that. I'm not gonna go grab it, but it is the Marc Jacobs Tantric, one of the two. The big bronzer, that's my #1 all-time favorite. If you've been on my channel for a while, you've seen me use it in videos again, but that is my favorite. My #2 is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess. I'm working on this little one I got from Ipsy. We've hit pan. This is definitely #2. I don't really have a #3. Those are the two I like. I like more cool tone. Some might say it's more contouring than bronzer, but you know, tomato in my book. Maybe you feel totally different than me, but the Marc Jacobs one and this Tarte one are my two favorites. All right, now here comes the blush category. This is the one I really wanted to cheat a little bit. So I will link my full collection of blushes if you haven't seen that video yet, but I haven't really strayed from my opinion in that one. The Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette is my #1. I love mixing and matching and using multiple blushes at the same time out of this palette. Here it is if you haven't seen it. And this one is a shimmery, I like that as a blush topper. That's definitely my #1 favorite blush. I also really like the Lorac blush that is a little bit more purple. It is called Ultraviolet. It's a matte blush. Here it is. Love it so much. Hopefully that color is showing up true on camera, but I like a purple blush. And then lastly, the cream blushes from Believe Beauty. Now this one's in Dollface. I have an orange one that I love. I can't find it right now, but the orange one is the one that I really like. The formula is the same. I just like that shade a little bit more than this one. It's a little more unique. I like an orange blush on me. Now, the reason I say cheat is because I do have two kind of like honorable mentions. They're new to my collection since that blush collection video. The Juvia's Place Warrior 2 blush palette. Love it. There's a brown one in there. Love so much. Got that recommendation from Batty Bean. It's such a good blush palette. And then the Likely Makeup blush palette. I tried the orange blush out of the Clown palette the other day and it was so good. I just bought the Fairy one with the yellow blush in it on their Black Friday sale. So I had to throw in a few more blushes there because I honestly just love them all so much and would recommend any of those to you guys. I just realized I skipped face powder, like to set your face, and really the only one I can recommend is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Translucent Powder. This stuff not only sets, but I really do feel like it's pore minimizing. It's so finely milled. Performance-wise, the Coty one's okay, but it smells so awful that I would not recommend it. This has the performance without the awful scent. It is truly translucent, and I really like this one. I've tried a little sample of the Laura Mercier, and why? It's so expensive. Just get this one. It's really good. So that's like my one and only top recommendation in that category. Like I said, eyeshadow is coming in a different video altogether, but I wanted to throw on a couple things for lashes. One is the lashes from Eyelure London. I specifically have a bunch of these limited edition sets that are in colors. I think colored lashes are really fun, but I really like lashes like this where they're a little more wispy and sparse or interwoven and not just like thick black. Since I have somewhat hooded eyes, it helps so that you can still see the shadow through the wispiness of the lashes. So if you ever find these color ones are great, but the Eyelure ones in general are very durable, but the band is not like so stiff that you can't flex it into place, and I really like their styles. The Kiss lashes I also really love. This is their All Eyes on You holiday set I got last year. This is from their Lash Couture Couture, Lash Couture brand, however you say that, or their like line within it. And they've got more of a flexible band too. Obviously I don't have them in here right now. I've used them recently. That's got chiffon, teddy, and brassiere. I love all the styles, but here is one of them just to give you an idea of kind of what they look like. I like the fact that, like I said, you can see through them, obviously, and still see the eyeshadow underneath. And I really like the ones like this where, let me hold it by the band, it's tapered. Like, can you see it's shorter on this side and gets longer as they go out? And it really just helps lift the eye a little bit. I'm not gonna glue it on, but I'll just plop it to kind of show you here. Maybe. Good grief. I guess there's a reason you have to use glue with these, right? So you don't want to plop on their own. There we go. So you can see just from nothing to a lash, like that dramatically changes the appearance of the look. And I really, really like those lashes from Kiss. I only use one kind of glue, and it's the little Kiss lash glue too. So take that info if you want it. Highlighters, I have a few here. One is a little bit more out there. It's from Ofra. Now, Ofra's highlighter formula, it's kind of hit or miss for me just because it always emphasizes my texture really badly. But this one I had to put in here as my top 3 just because the color is amazing. This is the collab with Nikki Tutorials. It is the Space Baby highlighter, and I have not found another icy blue highlighter that I like more than this one. It's so soft and creamy, and maybe it's because of the color, but I don't think this one emphasizes texture as much as the other ones. Just gonna tap a little bit on the skin here, see if you can see it. Here's without, here's with. I don't know how much of the blue will show up on camera. It's not like a blue streak though. Like, if there is such a thing as a subtle blue on the skin, this is it. And I really like that one. It's also beautiful as an inner corner shade or a brow highlighting shade. Now, I really wanted to put in the Laura Lee Los Angeles loose highlighters. Those are by far, hands down, my top highlighter of all time, but you can't buy those anymore. So I found the next best thing in my collection, and honestly, I wouldn't even say next best. The formula seems very similar to me, but the shades are just different. So this is Wet n Wild, I'm So Lit, and this is called their loose highlighting powder. That's all it's called. It's not that fancy of a name. This one's gold. There are some really nice like peachy colors in the Laura Lee Los Angeles. It was like a holiday trio of loose highlighting powders. They don't have them anymore. But this is blinding. I mean, look at that. It's just like wet, glowy goodness. You can either take it with like a loose highlighting brush, like this Jaclyn one, and just make it like really subtle. Or if you take something a little more compact like this one, you can really target it and blind someone from space. So I love this one. The shades I'm So Lit. I kind of am curious about what other shades they have because I love this formula so much, but I have so many highlighters I'm kind of afraid to look because I really don't need more, and this will last you a long time. And it's fairly affordable because it's Wet n Wild. The last one I really like is from Wet n Wild as well. And it is the Mega Jelly Highlighter. It's the only jelly highlighter I have, and I really like this one. And this one is in the shade Blaze and Glaze. Again, I'd be really curious to see what other shades they have of this because it is so nice and really stretches far. So it is kind of like this jelly, putty, moussey texture. And I like to apply this just with the finger best. And let me see if I can just spread it out for you a little bit on the back of the hand. It's very similar to the first one, but it is a bit more glowy. Now, when I see everybody talking online about the brand like Auric, this is kind of what I think of like I could achieve that same under foundation all over glow with this jelly one. So if you like a glow lit from within thing, this would be good for you, I think. I also kind of like the cream slash jelly formula for those of us that have some fine lines and wrinkles, right? And you can pat it in a little bit. Doesn't emphasize texture as much as the powders do sometimes. Okay, next up are eyeliners. So there's really only 2 eyeliners that I think work for me in the waterline, and the first are any of them from LA Girl. I've got a lot of these LA Girl ones that are really great for me. And then the other ones are the ColourPop ones. I've got some from the Raw Beauty Christy collection. I've got some from the Limoncello collection. Those don't bother my waterline at all. Love them so much. For the upper lash line, there's not a lot I can recommend, you guys. The M Cosmetics one is my favorite black brush tip liner on top of all time. Love that one so much. Don't have it right now, again, because I do have like some other liners I'm going through right now. I'm working on the Ciate London Fierce Flicks. I don't like it. I don't like it at all because it's a felt tip and I feel like they skip. I like a brush tip. It doesn't drag on my lash line as much in my opinion. I can make it work, but the M Cosmetics one is the only one I can really recommend. And finally is lip products. So in the lip category, I've got 3 things here, and I could have done all lipsticks, all lip glosses, all whatever, but that seemed like excessive to me. I don't know about you guys, but as far as lip products go, I did more than 3, but it's because they're different formulas. I love the Milani lipsticks. This one's in Shoop. It's a collaboration that they did, so you can't get this one anymore. It came with this lip liner as well, but in general, I'd recommend the Milani liners and lipsticks if there's any shades you like. This one is more of like a satin cream lipstick. I think their lip fetish is what it's called, are really big right now, but Milani's great for lips. NYX is also wonderful. Any of these soft matte lip creams, I've used them for years and they are so nice. This one's in the shade Stockholm. I have it in London. I have it in like Moscow, some darker grungy shades, and I love these things. With lipstick category, there's quite a few brands that the formula's okay, but the Laura Lee Los Angeles ones are my favorite because they have the best formula and applicator, and to me, an applicator is everything. I don't want to have to use a lip liner, right? Like, I like it when the applicator makes it so that I could just use liquid lipstick, and this one does it for me. This is in shade Jaybird, and just the way that the lip, I've shown it on my channel before, but the way that the lip applicator is shaped is perfect for me. I don't need a liner. You still could have one if you wanted a moment, but you don't have to have one, and I really love that. The scent's great. The price is great, especially when she has a sale, and these are $8. I have many colors of that. And the last thing is kind of unique. It's a lip topper. This is also from Milani, oddly enough. And I've got 2 of these. One's like a purpley pink one, bluish one. And this one is in shade Luster Light. I like the first one so much I got another one. This is the Hypnotic Lights Holographic Lip Topper. They've got a bunch of these, and you can go straight in. Usually if I've freshly applied my lipstick, I'll use my finger so I don't like get the lipstick on the applicator, but I've been wearing this lip for a while, so I just like to do it in the center. I don't do like a full bling lip moment, but a little in the center there, and then pat it out. And it just gives you like such a pretty sparkly moment. I don't even know if it's coming off on camera how pretty it is, but it just adds some sparkle if you have like a matte or satin, just like fully opaque solid color. This gives it a little dimension and a little bling. It almost, like if you put enough on, it'll just make it look metallic. But if you just put a little or a little on your finger and pat it, it just gives you like a little bit of reflect on the lip that I love so much on top of my lips. I didn't put mascara in this because there's not a lot of mascaras I love, to be honest. I do really like the Milani. It's the highly rated mascara is my #1 favorite of all time. I am out of that right now. I don't have it. Formula wise, I really like the NYX On the Rise. I don't like the wand though. It's so plasticky and hard and pokey, and it's uncomfortable to apply. So it gives good results, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're sensitive on your eyes, because I don't like how pokey it is, and I won't be repurchasing this. I'd much rather have the Milani highly rated one. I feel like it makes my lashes look just as good without the pokiness. It's got more of a natural bristle. But that's really it, again, for mascara as far as things that I can recommend. And I haven't repurchased that one because I have so many others I'm trying to get through that aren't my favorites, but you know, I don't want to be wasteful. So that's all, guys. Let me know if you want to hear anything else of my favorites as far as like lash curlers or tools or brushes, things like that. I will have an eyeshadow top 3 in every category. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stay tuned, but it's basically like top 3 colorful, top 3 high-end, top 3 drugstore, top 3 neutral, etc. So that'll just give me a chance to show you a lot more recommendations and things to do that as a separate video. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I would love to know what your tops are in all of the categories in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorites are. I feel like the best way for us to sift through all the crud and buy the best of the best is to talk to each other. So let me know what you love. You don't have to tell me every category either. If you're just like, there's one makeup item you know. Just like me in some of these categories, I don't even own the items anymore, but I remember loving them so much that I remember exactly the name and everything about them because they are my #1 favorites. So again, I can't wait to read what you all have to say in the comments below, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!